I travel a lot, and in the past, when I heard somebody was a travel advisor, it just kind of made me, cinch back and be like, okay, what are they going to sell me? What is it that I'm missing? Where are they going to tell me I need the upgrade? And it kind of got me to that point of deciding I'm just going to do my own travel planning. But then I met Beth, and that really changed for me. Beth is an incredible travel advisor. When I met Beth, I could tell there was something different about her, because every time she talks about traveling, you can see her eyes start to sparkle and she's excited. And I thought that's different than what I've experienced in the past. Like, there's something exciting about travel for her. She really, really likes it. And then I started having some conversations with her, and I noticed that she was extremely knowledgeable, but she was never pushy. She never told me, oh, this is what you have to do. So in the conversations, I started thinking, okay, so here's this woman who loves to travel, extremely knowledgeable. Anytime I had questions, she'd always say, yeah, ask me the question, no problem. Extremely committed. And that's really what pivoted it for me to using Beth as a travel advisor who is there to support, that is there with ideas, with suggestions. I feel like having Beth is like having a partner on your side, so that when you do go on a trip, it's worry-free. If something comes up, Beth is there to support you. And because she's so detail-oriented and so committed to me and to all of her clients, she doesn't miss anything, so that whenever you go on a trip, it's not the last day where you're thinking, oh man, if I'd only known that, I would have done that day one. That'll never happen when you work with Beth, because she's so detail-oriented, she's going to tell you all the little tips and crannies and all the little suggestions, so that when you get to that trip on day one, you'll know exactly what lies ahead. It's incredible. Beth is dedicated. I can't say enough wonderful things about Beth. So if you're planning a trip and you definitely want to work with the best, Beth is the way to go. I can only recommend her as the top travel advisor and suggest that you work with her.
I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to talk about Beth and cruise planners. The way I came across Beth was at the height of the COVID pandemic. I had booked several cruises through online services, and once the pandemic started to lift and the cruises started to open up again, it was impossible to get in touch with these online services. And I had these cruises that kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and I couldn't get any help. So I consulted the Google machine, and I actually came across Beth and Cruise Planners, and she was just so helpful, such a delight to work with. You can text her at almost any time and she gets back to you right away. She explains everything in detail. I like to ask a lot of questions. She answers all of my questions. Her customer service is just, I've never encountered a travel service with such good customer service. She knows all the ships. She's done a lot of travel herself, so she understands the different cruise lines. I prefer Royal Caribbean. She knows all about the different Royal Caribbean ships. She can tell you all about, the benefits of a big ship, benefits of a little ship, and any question you have, she's always able to answer. And I'm truly appreciative of the service, and I feel that she always goes above and beyond my expectations, which are generally pretty high. And she's just been absolutely a pleasure to deal with, and I can't give a higher recommendation to Beth and Cruise Planners. I don't do any video testimonials for the most part. I don't do Amazon reviews, so it really takes someone special for me to come and do a video testimonial on the behalf of their services.
This is my beautiful mother. This is my beautiful father. This is Beth Borrego with Cruise Planners. I said, Beth, I want my parents to have the best trip of all time. And Beth said, I got you.
I just need you to do one thing. Muévelo. Move it. Move it. Muévelo. Move it. Muévelo. I like it when you move it. Just move it. Move it. Just move it.
Hi, my name is Maria Cartagena, and I just have my first cruise, and it was amazing. My son gave us the present for Christmas, and at the beginning I was reluctant because I never been outside United States. Just Puerto Rico and here, and that's it. So he said, "Don't worry, Mom, I got you a cruise planner. Her name is Beth Borrego." Every time that I have a situation, she helped me right away. At the beginning, I have a glitch with the schedule. She fixed it. She sent me another copy. And then I had some problem with the flight coming back, and she changed it right away. So it was great because I don't have to worry about doing those things. When I fly to Puerto Rico, I had to do those things. So she helped me, and she did a great, fantastic job. I will use Beth over and over again because she always made me feel important. Thank you, Beth, for the amazing experience. I cannot wait for the next one. Here's to you. Thank you. Salud.
Beth customer service, definitely 5 out of 5. She was always there. I had so many questions. I went back and forth. I don't know if I want this one or not. And she definitely answered all of my questions. And she showed me all different ways and plans that I wanted to go on this trip. And so definitely customer service, I would say, is the best customer service I've ever had. So as far as if there was any incident on the trip, yes, we were on our way, and we were not 100% sure that we have all the documents that we needed because we were going to go on a Disney cruise to Bahamas. And I called, I texted, and she right there answered me all my questions, and then we kind of were sure that all we have is good, we don't have to worry about it, and we went on a trip. And definitely Beth has a lot of patience because I went and asked about different days and different prices, different plans, and she was very patient throughout. I went and asked about the insurance we have to get, and she answered me like literally back and forth many times, and I was like, oh, I'm making her crazy. But she was definitely very patient, answered all my questions to find the best that would work with us. So we went on a Disney cruise, and I'm gonna ask my son because he had so much fun and he definitely asking us to go to the Disney cruise again. So what was your favorite part of the Disney cruise?
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. So you met Mickey Mouse, and as you see, his clothes is Mickey too. So we are a fan of Mickey Mouse and Disney always, and he could meet all different characters there, and there were all different events we could go about it. So it was very fun. We're definitely gonna do it again. All right, if I would use Beth again, definitely 100%, because it's, they actually, Beth could actually show me one of the things that I had a hard time because we wanted to go on a spring break and it was a certain day. So she could actually show me like the days and the cruise, and she basically narrowed it down and show me that. Definitely make it much easier than you yourself go out to different websites. So definitely I would use it again, and the customer service was awesome. And also she even followed up after how we enjoyed the whole trip and sent us a lot of cute goodies, which we loved. We got the balloon with the whole things in it, so it was very fun. Thank you, we appreciate it. We definitely use Beth again. Thank you, Beth, we loved it. We'll definitely use you again.
So how does Beth compare to other cruise planners or compared to doing it on my own? I have recently booked a cruise with Beth, and I also have done this on my own. And I can tell you it's just a much simpler process using a professional. Knowing which is the best deals, best time to do it, knowing where the ships are going and what your interests are and what may be a better fit, but also the extra amenities and just knowledge of the area that she's provided my family and I is overwhelmingly wonderful. We just recently booked a cruise, and she was able to get us some onboard credits, and it was just a lot. I just feel a lot more comfortable with the trip coming up than I did when I did it several years ago on my own. And it's just takes the stress out of the whole situation and makes it a much simpler process. And she's amazing to work with. The amount of knowledge she has is astounding. So I definitely would recommend using her over doing it yourself. Just, it costs you nothing, and it just makes the process so much more simple. Beth provided me with amazing customer service. My wife and I have extremely busy schedules. Beth was willing to meet with us on a Saturday, which I know isn't always ideal, but it's what worked for me and my family. And then when she just walked us through the process of booking a cruise and planning it, it just couldn't have gone more smoothly. She talked to us about some of the excursions we could go on, and even knew some that were kind of off-ship excursions that she highly recommended, because she's done these trips before and has been to these places and knows them inside and out. So getting that expert opinion and input on the trip was exceptional, and just the way it worked was just so smooth. She did all the booking, sent us all the information we needed, and also walked through the next steps that we had to do and how to continue to plan the trip coming up in a few months, so we know how to do it well and it goes as smoothly as possible. So Beth's patience is truly, I think, what sets her apart. She's extremely knowledgeable of everything that she does and everything with the trips. She answered all my questions, and even as I had additional questions, as a business owner, does my cell phone work while I'm on the trip? And if not, what's the best way? She taught me how to use the Wi-Fi while on board, and versus when I'm on shore and things like that, which really helped put me at ease. So, she answered questions about booking flights, when's the best time, when to go down, stay the night before versus going the day of to limit stress on the family when we're traveling. So she was extremely patient and has been the whole way, and I don't expect her to not be the rest of the way. She's truly amazing at what she does and the knowledge she has, and how she really guides you through the process if you need it.
Hi, I'm Richard Zadanis. I've used Beth Borrego as a cruise planner in the past, and also as a vacation planner. And she's been fantastic. My past experience with travel planners and cruise planners has been one of being rushed all the time. And Beth really was patient with us. I have a family. I have 3 kids, older kids. And my wife and I, we always like to go away, but it's always difficult to make a plan and keep to it. And it's, of course, something that's affordable as well. So I've known Beth for several years, and she has always been there for me when I've called her. And I've always asked her certain things, just kind of throwing things at her of, hey, do you have an idea for this? Or what can I do for my family this year? And she's always come up with something that, a number of options that have been really, really great. So when I discussed it with her, my family decided to go on a cruise, about this time last year, as a matter of fact. And we really had a great time with it. We were looking for something that was affordable, that we didn't have to fly. And she asked us a number of questions, certain things like, what are you looking for in a cruise ship? Where do you want to go, of course? And of course, how old are our kids? I have 3 grown children. So with that, we gave her some information. She said, I found a great cruise for you. Pricing is right. And we decided, well, let's go with it. So this time last year, we were on a cruise out of a port in New Jersey, which was drivable and very affordable for us. We had a great time, and she was always there for us too. I called her several occasions asking her different questions. What should we do? What should we add to the cruise? What should we not do? Do you have any tours of the cruise ship? Things along those lines, and she had everything for us ready. So it was really a no-brainer. We didn't have to do anything in the sense except for enjoy it. So Beth, in regards to Beth versus other cruise planners, I've had cruise planners and also travel planners in the past that I just thought that that's the industry. I thought I was, you know, in an industry where the person would rush me and, of course, try to get me into something that I may or may not be able to do. Beth was not like that. She really knows how to ask the right questions and get me what I need so that I can make the right decision for me and, of course, my family. She's non-threatening. She's very friendly, and I use the word many times, very patient, because I have a lot of questions. So Beth, in the sense of customer service, I would say that the definition of customer service to me is the person being there when you need to talk to them, not calling you back a day later. Beth is always there for you, whether she's available by phone or you can reach her by internet or by text messages. She's always there, including when we were on the cruise ship. She was actually there for us. We had a couple minor questions and said, hate to bother you. She's, oh, no problem. What can I do for you? And she's always there. The customer service is just fantastic. You ask her to do something for you. We asked her for a lot of different things, different options. She emailed us results right away. And she was, like I said, she was always there for us. So Beth also helped us on some excursions as well that were on the cruise ship. We didn't know what to do. We'd never been to some of these islands before, and she suggested some of them, not just because she read about them, but she had actually done them. And one thing that I thought was extremely helpful is that she knew some of the people that ran the excursions. One in particular it wasn't through the actual cruise line, it was a private excursion, and we were a little leery on that because we've heard things along the internet about, oh, don't do the private excursions because they're not guaranteed. Well, Beth had said that she had been on this one herself. That was probably one of the best days that we had on the cruise, other than the other ones that we did, but the one excursion that we did that was a private excursion, the people actually knew Beth. We got a lot for our money, and my family still talks about it. So would I use Beth again as a cruise planner? I'd use her as more than a cruise planner, as a vacation planner, somebody I can go to. She's been phenomenal. Like I said, we did our cruise with her last year. In comparison to what I'd had years in the past, we don't go on vacation a lot, but when we do, we really need somebody that knows what we want. She really takes the time to understand us. And if I had to use her again, I wouldn't necessarily just use her for cruises. I mean, we're talking about doing an excursion to one of the islands. Beth is actually giving us some options now of things that we can do for this year and next year. And I always go to her. She's my go-to person. My wife, who's very, very difficult to deal with sometimes, really loves her. She knows she can call Beth at any time. And that's one of the main reasons that we use somebody like Beth to help us with all of our travel needs right now.
Did Beth handle any problems or incidents with our cruise? So on our cruise, unlike a lot of cruises, the river was too high as opposed to too low. So the cruise line was amazing. What they did is they just switched us between two different boats. And Beth was instrumental in helping us all get settled on the new boat. But then when we got back, to our surprise, she had worked with the cruise line to give us all a big incentive to go back on another cruise. Not just your customary $250 or something like that. It was a much larger offering for those of us that she felt were inconvenienced. We felt like it all went really smooth, but it was because of her work behind the scenes that we all got that offering from the cruise line, and so we're really grateful to Beth for that. Will you use Beth again? We will definitely reach out to Beth when we are ready to do our next cruise as a group. We fell in love with river cruising, and so that's definitely in our future. We will reach out and ask for her expertise again as we plan what is our upcoming trip, and I know everybody in our group was really happy with her service and her friendship and her fun. She planned lots of things for our group and made it extra special, and so we are super excited about our upcoming event with Beth. She's one of our great friends now, and we look forward to traveling with her many more times in the future. So my testimonial about our trip. Our trip was amazing. We look forward to the river cruises for almost 2 years, and during that time, Beth reached out to us. Every time we had a question, she would follow up and respond. And when we got to the cruise, it was amazing. She had planned so many special events for our group, like an ugly sweater contest and all these lights and different things around, so that we were a really popular group on the boat. And it was just an amazing time that me and all my friends look back on and talk about, and we know that going forward, we will use Beth to take us on another amazing adventure. Normally, I plan all of our group travel for us in Annapolis, and this time I reached out to Beth, and she was in charge of planning our trip. And little did I know that that would be one of the best parts of my trip, not being in charge. All of my friends would reach out to Beth, or they would ask me and I would reach out to Beth, but instead of me having to track down answers and get information, she did it for us. So going forward, I'll look to use Beth in the future so that it makes my trip that much more enjoyable. If you want the best, you should use Beth. What we all said in our group is that once you learn to know Beth, she is a friend forever. She's also going to be our cruise planner forever, and we look forward to many more excursions with her.
For our trip that we'd planned, the way, one way Beth went above and beyond was she set up a bunch of excursions. She had a bunch of board games, I believe Trivial Pursuit, a bunch of things that she was sending ahead of time so that on the cruise, all of us, the kids as well as the adults, would have a fantastic time. She also set up a scavenger hunt. She sent extra rubber duckies that we could use to sort of hide for the kids to be able to find. So she just did a whole bunch of stuff, and was able to sort of really customize our trip based on who was traveling and the types of things we like to do. So we thought that was fantastic.
We're cruise planners, Beth Borrego and Rod Rodriguez here in Germantown, Maryland, and we can take you anywhere in the world that you want to be.